Day 12, and we're still stuck in Mansfield, Massachusetts due to low cloud. It looks like clearing tomorrow, so Adrian was busy planning a route back to California. We have 6 days to do it, so need to watch weather carefully to make sure we don't get stuck again. The route will be a southerly one due to forecast snow in the northern Rockies, so we will miss Niagara, Michigan, Chicago and Yellowstone. On the upside, we should pass Monument Valley and Las Vegas. The plane needs an oil change every 50 hours of flying, so we'll need one before we get back. To avoid unnecessary delays en route, Adrian decided to do it here. At the airport, Adrian had a little trouble starting the engine in the cold and damp, so we got some help warming the engine with a hot air blower. Then Adrian taxied around a little to get the oil up to operating temperature before parking at Casey Aviation, where James and Paul did the oil change. When the engine cowling came off, it was fascinating to see the 160 horsepower 4-cylinder engine that had brought us all this way. After draining the old oil and filling her up with 8 quarts of aviation-grade engine oil, Paul gave the engine a thorough visual inspection before Adrian started up the engine and ran it for a while to check for leaks. Seeing as we're not flying today, this is a great opportunity to explain a little bit about how to fly a plane. All movements of the plane are controlled using movable panels called control surfaces. An airplane has 3 types of motion: pitch, yaw and roll. Pitch is the up and down motion achieved using the elevators on the tail of the plane. They are controlled by pulling the yoke to go up or pushing it to go down. A small flap on the right elevator can be adjusted using the trim wheel to allow you to maintain level flight without having to constantly hold and apply pressure on the yoke. Roll is the primary way to change direction. The ailerons on the wings move in opposite directions to push one wing up and the other wing down. Similar to leaning into a corner on a bicycle, tipping the wings like this causes the plane to turn. Roll is controlled by turning the yoke like the steering wheel of the car. The third direction of motion is called yaw. This is used to ensure the plane flies in a straight line even in a crosswind, and is used in combination with the ailerons for coordinated turns. Yaw is controlled using 2 pedals, which move the vertical rudder of the tail. The rudder is also the primary steering control while taxiing on the ground. The upper part of the pedals control the brakes on the wheels, which help to make sharper turns and to stop the plane while taxiing. Flaps on the rear of the wings can be lowered during final approach to increase drag and slow the plane down for landing while maintaining lift and preventing a stall. Engine power is controlled using the throttle, which must be watched closely, especially while descending, to ensure the revs don't get too high. The fuel used is so-called 100LL, a low-lead 100-octane gasoline, not completely dissimilar to what we put in our cars, although twice the price. It is stored in 2 tanks in the wings, each holding 19 gallons or 72 liters. There are separate gauges for the fuel level in each tank and a control for selecting which tank to use if consumption is not even. And that's about it really. There are a few other things to worry about, like priming the engine before starting, adding carb heat below 2000 RPM, leaning the mixture above 3000 feet, as well as navigating, operating the radio and keeping an eye out for other planes. Hopefully all of this will be in action tomorrow as we head west again on the long journey back to California.